once, like, somebody asked me, like, what advice as a bartender would you give to bar guests? I just act like you've been there before. Even if it's your first and only trip you'll ever make to the Super Bowl, act like you've been there.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. So,
what's your favorite skit you did? Like,
off the top of my head, I would say probably the one that I really liked was the baked haddock story, where this woman came into a restaurant that I worked at the time, and she wanted baked haddock, which is a very popular dish in New England.
What's it?
Baked haddock. So it's basically whitefish with like lemon, butter, breadcrumbs on it. They bake it. Very popular Massachusetts dish. So she ordered the baked haddock, and then she modified it so much that it ended up just being just chicken fingers and fries by the end. And that actually happened.
So she modified it with chicken.
Well, she's like, instead of the baked haddock, I'd like it fried. Instead of the mashed potatoes, I want fries. Instead of the broccoli or whatever it was, I just want a big bowl of ranch dressing. And instead of the fried haddock, can I just do chicken tendies instead? She said fried chicken, but I thought chicken tendies was funnier.
Yeah.
That's why I say inspired by, where sometimes it's word for word. Like one I reposted recently was these two ladies came to the bar and they asked what flavor high noons that we had. And so I listed off the high noon flavors. They both said their favorite flavor. So what do? You grab the two flavors and you go to hand them. Then she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you wanted these? Like, I asked what flavors you had. I never said that I wanted any. I was like, okay. And then she goes, we'll do 2 espresso martinis, which aggravates the fuck out of me. People say espresso.
Heavy on the X.
Yeah. Because again, the town I work in, it's a big Italian community, and when an Italian guy says he wants espresso, I'm like, motherfucker, you invented this shit.
Yeah.
Like, when you can't pronounce it right. So, but that's sort of the two ladies, the one in the asking me about high noon flavors and then just ordering something completely different. That was an almost verbatim word for word actually happened.
Right. That's funny. And if you could think of like the weirdest customer experience you've ever had. Like the most strange. I'm sure you've had a million, so just one that pops.
I don't think I've ever told this story on a podcast. I think this is you'll be the lucky one. So, would you like to hear the flying dildo story?
100%. I want to hear any story you have, but especially that one.
All right. So the flying dildo story. So, I despise bachelorette parties. Like, that's my least favorite, like, demographic people to deal with. So anytime I see a grown-ass woman in a sash, a tiara, I just get agita, which is Italian word for, like, anxiety, heartburn. So I'm just like, fuck. So one day, it was about, I want to say it was like 10, 12 women came in. They've all got their sashes on. You know, you got the bride, bridesmaid, maid of honor, mother of the bride, cousin of the bride. They all walk in. And mind you, this is lunch, not dinner. So it's not like it's a late night. This bachelorette party started very early, so they came in at like 12 o'clock. And they've all got, they've got all the phalluses. So they've got like, the
straws.
They got the penis straws and the penis pacifiers and penis necklaces. And they brought their own centerpiece for the table. I'm talking just this fucking black monolith. I'm just like, and I watched them walk in with this, and they're just carrying it like this, and there's flowers and a little wreath on the bottom. Like, that thing's gonna hurt me by the end of the night.
They decorated it.
Yeah. So, and again, this was not even dinner; it was lunch. But the bar that I was on, we didn't have a whole lot of like highball glasses. We put all of our regular mixed drinks in hurricane glasses. So there was a rack above the bar, and the glasses are all kind of hanging down and whatnot. So, and the bachelorette party, like, they actually stayed at their table the whole time. Their server was taking good care of them. So almost none of them ever came up to the bar or not. So they were all there, but they would start getting progressively louder and louder and louder. Again, this is lunch. This is like families here and like kids and stuff. And they're getting louder. And eventually the centerpiece started getting handed around. And at one point, I heard a little bit of like noise from the table. I don't know what was happening because I had my back and I was ringing something in the register. And all of a sudden, I hear this loud fucking crash. And I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around and all I see above me instead of the hurricane glass, is just the bottom of the stem hanging there. There is broken glass all over the bar. It's in my fruit tray. It's in my ice. It's in my salt and sugar caddy for like margaritas and stuff. And in the middle of this fucking mess is the black dildo. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there, and I don't even know what to say. I'm like, what? I can't even get the words, what the actual fuck out. I'm staring, it's like, what? And so this is what pissed me off more than anything else than breaking all my shit and destroying my ice. One of the girls from the table came up with 2 linen napkins, walked over, picked up the dildo, cleaned all the glass off, and turned and walked away. Not an apology, not a nothing, like not a word. Just went up, got the dildo, and then they left like a minute later. But
and they had already paid him?
They paid. They paid and they left. So I'm like, and I'm just standing there like, what just happened right here?
Yeah.
So, anyway, I've never told that story before. I saved that for you.
That's a great story.
Yeah, so to this day, like anytime I see a bachelorette party, I'm just like, I would rather deal with any other like difficult demographic. Like give me a table full of Karens.
Right.
And they all want to talk to the manager for different reasons. I'll take that any day over a bachelorette party. Give me like the meanest, rudest people. I'd rather that than a bachelorette party. Because bachelorette parties are fucking savages. They really are.
You would hate to work out in Fire Island. Where I work, it's like bachelorette party central. Yeah. We have like 3 or 4 a night.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I got a DM one time of a woman who was in Massachusetts saying like, hey, you know, we have a bachelorette party coming up. Would you be willing to like, you know, make drinks for us at my friend's house? I'm like, no. We didn't even talk money. I'm like, no.
I was going to say, what if they offered you a good amount?
It depends what it was. We never got that far, but I just like, I don't want to deal with this shit. Let's just no. And bachelor parties are fine. Like bachelor parties, usually they just want to get their buddy drunk, remind him that his life is over, and usually they just come in for like, you know, a drink, maybe 2. They might have some dinner, and then they're off to, you know, wherever. More of a, you know, open kind of place.
Tits out.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's, which again, to each their own. So, but that's bachelor parties. Yeah, they're easy. Bachelorette parties, brutal.
And bachelor parties, I feel like are more low key.
They are. Like I said, I mean, when I got married, I'm divorced now, but like when I got married, my bachelor party was all things a bachelor party would normally be, and honestly, pretty tame. So
yeah, I went with 2 of my buddies down to Tampa.
Yeah,
we didn't wear anything matching.
Yeah,
like
no sashes,
no sashes, no matching hats, no matching T-shirts.
You didn't wear a tiara, Mark? No.
Well, I might have worn one, but I didn't make them wear one.
That's awesome.
Bachelorette parties are a no-go. What other customers would be like? They walk in and you're like, oh no. Like if a customer comes in and orders X, you know that's going to be trouble.
The only one I can think of recently was this lady wanted to order a drink and she kept asking, how much is this? How much is that?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you know, your house vodka, what is it? Okay, how much is that compared to Tito's and compared to Grey Goose? And I'm like, because I don't know about you, but I mean, you might have a couple of your prices memorized, but you don't have every single liquor memorized. So you're literally going on the computer like,
check it. Yep. And the difference isn't enough. Where like if you like Tito's that much, just get the Tito's.
Exactly.
You know,
a drink order that's a red flag for me. It's I keep going back to, but usually a Long Island of any variation. It's like, oh god. So that's usually kind of the bigger ones. But other than that, it's never so much like a drink order or, you know, I mean, I don't judge people by what they look like or how they dress because I've been surprised many times. So I mean, you know, in my younger days, you might have that veteran bartender ear be like, oh, watch out for these people, and then I would take them and like they were awesome, like they were really really nice. So
you can't judge a book by its cover.
Never. So I mean, I try to treat I always come at every person or I approach every person, you know, again, I don't call them customers, I call them guests. You know, that's just what I do. Like you're a guest in my place and as long as you are a respectable guest, I will treat you with respect the entire time. So,
right.
You know, even if you're a guest in your friend's house, you're not just going to fucking just take your shoes off and throw one at the wall and one over there. So you're, you know, treat it like it's your own and, you know, make yourself comfortable there.
Right.
It's my job to serve you. So, yeah, there's been times when I've had people come in where you might think, oh, this person's a little rough around the edges. Next thing you know, they tip the entire bill.
Yep.
You never know.
No,
You
it's
never,
so true.
You never know. I've
Without a
had
doubt.
people who come in that I mean, at the hotel bar that I worked at, I had people that are paying for, you know, $50,000, $75,000 weddings, six-figure weddings. I've been treated the worst by people like that. People that have like a lot of money. So, but I've also been treated really good by people like that as well. So,
Yeah. No, there's no way to really tell. There's no like
no.
set, standard for that. It's
Yeah,
just-
you don't always. Another thing I tell my younger self is you don't always get what you give. So if you give somebody, if you're really kind to somebody, you give them amazing hospitality, it might come back to you in a good way. It might come back to you in a bad way, or it might not come back to you at all.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if you're really good at your job, you'll always get it somewhere else. I mean, I've very rarely, I can think of maybe one or two occasions where I was actually pissed off at a tip that a guest gave me. Mm-hmm. Because if you're good at what you do, and that's whether you're a server, whether you're a bartender, if you're good at what you do, you'll always get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So this guy stiffed you on a $200 tab, left you zero. Well, you're going to get 35 from that regular. You're
Yep.
going to get 25% from that regular. It's going to average out the end of the night. So
It gets made up. Yeah.
I used to work with a server who she'd been at that restaurant for way too long. We all have one of those where they're working here for so long. It's like, how are you still here? Like, you hate it here. You're complaining constantly. If she didn't get exactly a 20% tip, she would bitch about it like crazy. So I remember this guy came in. His tab, he paid it. It was a $55 tab.
Okay.
So 20% of $55 is $11. So he paid on his card, left a $10 bill. She would not stop complaining over $1. I'm like, bro, it's
Here's
a buck.
two. Shut up.
I literally, I did. I gave her $1 in my pocket. Like, it's like, no, I don't want that. Just like, he should have, like, he didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, they don't have to tip.
Right.
Can we kick somebody out for not tipping? Some places do, but most places don't. So if you're
Now,
good,
it would have to be like an extreme. Like 2 weeks ago, I did call somebody out for it. It was like a $185 tab. He like showed it to me that like he didn't tip, but like we given him good service. He felt that the prices were too much.
yeah.
We work in a tourist place. They're expensive prices. Like,
Yeah.
you go on vacation, you're gonna pay more. We didn't overcharge him. We gave him the itemized receipt. He agreed that he drank everything that was on there.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to. So I was like, "What did we do wrong?" "Oh, nothing. I just thought that it was overpriced," and he like felt justified in that. I'm like, well, you know what? Never mind. All good.
Yeah.
Have a good one. I had to catch myself like that because I wanted to tell him, go fuck yourself. Don't ever come to a bar if you don't know how to handle that. But you can't.